Is it worth staying on Disney property? What do you get when you stay on Disney property? And should you stay on Disney property for your next Disney vacation? That is what we're going to be looking at today. Hi everyone, and welcome back to That Disney Girl, and let's talk about all of the perks and reasons why you should stay on Disney property for your next Disney vacation. If this is something that you're thinking about doing, I think that listening to this video is going to be able to sway you in whatever direction I guess you're kind of leaning towards, and in my opinion, it's gonna make you want to stay. Okay, so we are going to go over so many reasons and perks and things that you get when you stay on Disney property and experiences that you'll get out of it. But I think, of course, the first thing we need to talk about is that big old Disney bubble. So if you end up staying on Disney property, everything around you is going to be Disney. You're never going to break that magic, and when I say that it's magic, it's literally not something that you can experience or understand until you actually stay on property for the first time. I didn't stay on property until 2017, and I was going to the parks since 1998, and that was the first time that I went to Disney myself, and I decided I was going to stay on property, and from then till now I have not had a vacation where I didn't stay on Disney property, just because it makes you feel so magical. You're always inside of this Disney bubble, so even when you're leaving the parks, you don't need to feel sad because you're going to get Disney in another aspect or another way, and plus whoever you talk to is always going to be trained by the same company. I mean, any cast member you talk to, no matter what location you're in, it's always going to have that like Disney customer service and the Disney flair, so you're always kind of just getting that involved in your stay, which I think is so important because they definitely create your entire experience when you're having your vacation at Disney. And plus, being in that Disney bubble means that you can use the My Disney Experience app for literally everything on your vacation, from booking your fast passes to booking your dining reservations to literally unlocking your room and checking into your hotel. Everything that you need is going to be on an app, so it makes everything a lot more streamlined, easy to access, and all of your plans are laid out like an itinerary right there for you, including your check-in times, your leaving times. Literally anything you need is going to be right on that app. And we'll talk more about all of the perks that you get for staying on Disney resorts and all of the things you can experience when you're there. But first, we need to talk about transport, because this is going to be one of your biggest Disney perks that you're going to get when you stay on property for your vacation. Okay, so if you do it this way, you're gonna save a lot of money when you're going to Disney because you don't need a car. So if you can get by just using the Disney transportation, which means bus service, monorail, boats, Skyliner, depending on which resort you're staying at, this is going to cut out that need for a car. You can get anywhere on Disney property through the Disney transportation, which means you don't need to pay rent for a car, and you don't need to pay those nightly parking fees for your car, which of course Disney does have a hefty price tag if you have a car for those nightly fees. But no matter what hotel you're going to, most of the time, you're going to be having to pay those parking fees regardless. So I'm not going to categorize that distinctly and put that ding against Disney, because a lot of hotels around Orlando are going to charge you for those cars. So if you can get away without using it, you're going to save so much money. And by not having those cars, you're going to have such a stress reliever because you don't need to be the one behind the wheel during traffic or having to park. And parking is actually a really big one, because when you're going to Magic Kingdom, usually you park. If you park far away, you need to take a tram right on over to the Ticket and Transportation Center. Then you get on your monorail, and once you've waited that huge line, you get to Magic Kingdom. But if you're taking Disney transportation from the parks, you get a bus that's going to bring you directly to the front of Magic Kingdom. So you're going to avoid all of those waiting times and all of those different modes of transportation, and you'll be at the parks a lot quicker. And of course, if you still want to ride that monorail, you totally can. I just mean you're not going to have to wait for that big line, which to me is a total godsend, because you spend so much time just trying to get to Magic Kingdom when all you want to do is be in the park. Okay, so what kinds of Disney transportation do you get? If you're staying at a Disney resort, you're gonna get buses coming all the time. Buses are generally going to be running every 10 minutes or less, so if you even see a big line, don't worry, you're gonna get on that bus really quick. And Disney has, like we've already mentioned, a lot of other modes of transportation that you likely will not try unless you're staying at the resort. So let's talk about the Skyliner. The Skyliner is Disney's newest mode of Disney transportation, and I am obsessed with it. If you can stay on a Disney resort that has the Skyliner, I totally recommend it. It's awesome. And then there's those Disney boats, and these ones you for sure probably won't be using. The boats will take you anywhere from all of the Epcot resorts. So let's say you're at Boardwalk and you want to get on over to Epcot, but you don't feel like walking there, or Hollywood Studios. You can take a nice little ferry boat ride across the river, and it's going to take you to those parks. Those boats are going to run usually every 20 to 30 minutes, so it is kind of a longer wait time, but it's such a beautiful boat ride. You can also get those boat rides if you're staying at either Port Orleans hotels. So these are places that you're likely just never going to use these modes of transportation unless you're staying on Disney property. So not only is this another way to get to a Disney park, or another quick way to get to a Disney park, it's another Disney experience that you likely will not receive unless you're on property. And then of course that monorail, like I said, if you're not staying on Disney property, you will be riding the monorail unless you choose to take the boat on over to Magic Kingdom. But can you imagine staying on a monorail resort where all you have to do is hop on that thing and it'll take you directly to Magic Kingdom in mere minutes? I mean, that is something that is magical and amazing and wonderful and just perfect. And of course we can't talk about Disney transportation without mentioning the Magical Express. Now of course you're probably thinking you're getting all of this transportation to and from anywhere in Disney, but how do you get from the airport right on over to Disney World? And that is through this Magical Express. It's basically just a elevated coach bus that literally slaps you in the face with Disney the second that you get on it, which if you're on a Disney vacation, that's literally where the magic starts, where you're starting to get engulfed in that bubble. If you're lucky, you're gonna get a cast member bus driver who is going to be so energetic and fun and like kind of just interact with you, which is going to start that magical feeling for you. There is going to be Disney shorts playing, Disney trivia that's playing. You're gonna get to see what you're going to experience while you're at the parks with all of these films that are playing as you are headed towards your Disney resort. So it just really starts you off with a really happy feeling, and plus you're not paying for transportation to get you to whatever hotel you're staying at if you weren't planning on renting a car. Of course, when you need to head back home, you're going to hop right back on that Magical Express, except in this case it's going to be called the Tragical Express because there's nothing magical about going home from Disney. It's just really a tragic experience. So it is very easy to access rideshares from Disney, and it's also super cheap. If you're going to use an Uber app, that's probably going to run you about $10 or less to get back to your resort. And Disney has also partnered with Lyft, so you can use Lyft anywhere in the park, and Disney has something called a minivan, which is partnered with Lyft. And this is going to be an SUV that will cost you $20 flat rate to travel anywhere in the parks no matter what time of day, and you can actually schedule those minivans, so if you're in a bigger party, this is going to be very helpful. And plus, in those minivans there's going to be 2 car seats, so if you're traveling with little ones, this is something that other ride shares might not always be able to service you on. So if you just want to be safe on that, that's definitely a great way to go. And plus, those cast members are going to be super knowledgeable. They'll tell you anything you want to know about Disney, and it's basically going to be like you're getting your own private tour. So even though it's a little bit more than your typical Uber app, it's definitely going to give you a really amazing experience, and anyone that I hear takes the minivan service is absolutely in love with it. So if you're considering doing it, I think you should give it a shot. Okay, another perk are the Magic Bands. Now, a Magic Band is something that you get that is basically your key to everything Disney. You can get into the parks with this, you're gonna get into your rooms with this. You can literally load your credit card on this bad boy and use it to pay for things while you're on vacation. Now, you can get a Magic Band if you are not staying on Disney property, but in this case you're gonna have to pay for it if you're staying on resort. The basic colors are gonna be free. You can upgrade for a discounted price if you want a nice design on it, but like I said, free if you just want one of their basic colors, which you won't get unless you're staying on property. And unless you're staying on property, the only thing that it's going to be good for is basically getting you in and out of the parks. You're not going to be able to put a credit card on there and have easy access to, you know, just tap it and pay for anything. So you definitely get to use the Magic Band a lot more when you're staying on property. And plus, it's like the perfect Disney accessory when you're on your vacation. Okay, so now let's talk about 2 major perks you get for staying on Disney property. And the first one we're going to talk is extra magic hours. So if you didn't know, if you are a Disney resort guest, basically every night of the week there is going to be a park that will be having extra magic hours. So this will usually happen before the park opens, like maybe 2 hours before the park opens, or after the park closes, which is going to be 2 hours after the park closes, you can check the Disney Resort's map to see what park is hosting this on which day. And if you're on property, this means that you're going to be able to experience the parks with a lot less people, because only Disney Resort guests are going to be able to be in the parks. And they're able to monitor this because on your Magic Band, they're going to have you scanning that when you're going on to different rides. So if you're not staying on property, you don't have a hotel linked to that Magic Band, you won't be able to go on any ride. So this is going to cut down your wait times like crazy. A definite total perk, and it's going to get you to experience so much more when you're at the parks. And of course, one of the biggest perks about staying on property are those 60-day out fast passes. So if you are totally new to planning a Disney vacation, you are able to get fast passes when you're going to every single park. You're going to be able to choose 3 per day to start off with. Once those 3 expire, you can choose 1 more at a time. But what fast passes do is give you the ability to skip the line. Now, if you're not staying on a Disney resort, you're going to be able to choose your fast passes 30 days out from your trip. But if you're staying on a Disney resort, you get to choose them 60 days out from your trip. And this can make a huge difference on different big attractions such as Slinky Dog Dash, Flight of Passage. These are fast passes that are really tough to get, and if you're trying 30 days out, there's a high chance that you won't be able to get them. But if you're trying 60 days out, there's a good chance you will. Even when I was doing it 60 days out, I mean, you're able to start booking these at 7 a.m. on your 60-day out window. I tried around like 7 p.m. at night, and Flight of Passage was already down to the 5 and 6 o'clock options. So you can see how quickly just in one day that ticket was selling out. So of course, there's still chances that you can get these fast passes 30 days out, even 5 days out, the day of, I've seen in certain cases. But if you want to be safe and make sure that you're having the most perfect magical vacation, you want to be able to book them 60 days out, and the only way you can do that is if you're staying on Disney property. Okay, so if you are going to Disney, of course, you can explore any resort, but if you are staying on a resort, you're definitely a lot more inclined to explore it. And exploring a resort, to me, every single Disney resort is almost an extension of the parks. Every resort may as well be a land because of how detailed and immersive it is and how much Imagineering has been put into these resorts. In almost every single resort, there is so much history behind it and an entire fictionalized Disney backstory with characters and different storylines going in, and storylines that connect those fake characters in that resort to other resorts or other attractions on Disney property. It literally kind of weaves this whole web, and it's something that you won't be able to really truly enjoy, experience, and appreciate unless you're sleeping there every night. So not only are you going to be immersed in a world of immersiveness, if that makes any sense, but you're going to be able to experience all of these perks that you get when you're staying at a hotel. So that means every single night there is going to be movies under the stars. You can watch a Disney flick. A lot of the times this is going to be by the pool. Some resorts are even going to be giving you popcorn when this happens. I mean, I've done it where I just kind of pulled up, watched Monsters University, and it was such a fun night. And I mean, if you're just exhausted from the parks all day and your feet are killing you, watching this movie at night, it's gonna make you feel like you're not wasting your night at Disney because you're experiencing something that's still Disney, and also it's a lot different than other people get to experience. I mean, you're watching a Disney movie outside on this big blow-up screen when you're surrounded by all of these Disney things at this Disney resort. It's literally magical. And a lot of resorts have something called Hidden Mickey scavenger hunts. Now, Hidden Mickeys are something that you can find all over Disney property, but a lot of resorts really take the time to make sure that they hide these Hidden Mickeys and send you on scavenger hunts to find them. So if you're ever at Wilderness Lodge, this is going to be a resort that has a Hidden Mickey scavenger hunt. All you have to do is go to concierge, ask for it, and they'll give you a piece of paper. And by staying on Disney property, that means you are going to be able to experience some of the best pools in Orlando. If you're not staying on Disney property, you're not allowed to go in the pool, but if you're staying on property, you can totally dive into your hotel's pool, and they're usually themed to the nines. It's so much fun, so definitely something to take advantage of. And something as simple as the TV stations are going to be a major reason of why you want to stay on Disney property. I mean, when you go to a hotel, sometimes you get a little bit of a greeting from that hotel on your TV. But if you're staying on Disney property, you're going to get to see Resort TV, which is basically just something that's going to tell you the times of the parks, any shows that are going on throughout the day at Disney, but you're going to get this Disney classical music playing in the background, and I literally put it on at my house at home when I'm feeling homesick from Disney, so it's something that will come home with you. It's gonna be so magical. And until you experience it and hear that Disney music while you're sitting in your Disney hotel room getting ready to start your vacation or just be in the middle of it, you're not gonna know how great it makes you feel. And plus, if you flick the channel, you're gonna be able to go see Stacy. Now, for those of you who have stayed on Disney property before, or for those of you that used to get those DVDs in the mail from Disney, you know who Stacy is. She is the Disney guru, the Disney go-to guide. And when you watch her, you're gonna be able to see all of the main attractions that are at the parks. You're gonna be able to get kind of like a little bit of a glimpse into every single park. So if this is your first time, it's kind of like a little bit of an introduction to what you're about to experience. And if you're a big pin trader, staying on Disney property means you're going to be able to access huge pin boards literally all over your Disney resort. You're going to be able to trade with different cast members, but if you go to different gift shops or even sometimes at the front desk, there's usually going to be very big pin boards with different pins, a lot of rare pins or pins that you can't find in the parks, not your common pins. So if pin trading is something that you find important and you want to experience like a magnitude of pins when you're on your vacation, staying on Disney property is going to give you that like you have never experienced before. And literally checking in could be special. I mean, if you are celebrating something special when you are going to your Disney vacation, all you have to do is before, when you're making your reservation, is let the cast member know, or when you're doing your reservation online, and put it there. I mean, I have gone on my birthday a bunch of times, and every time I stay on Disney property, they give me a birthday pin, they give me a card from Mickey and all of his friends, and it's something that I just automatically get just because I said it's gonna be my birthday while I'm staying on property. So that's just a huge added perk, and it's gonna start off your vacation really awesome. You're gonna feel so happy, and once again, already engulfed in that magical feeling. And housekeeping is also magical, and in this case we're gonna call it mousekeeping. So at Disney you have two options. Number one is you can choose to forgo mousekeeping, which means that you are actually going to get money back in the form of a gift card. So you basically get $10 back for every single night you're staying, minus one night. So let's say you're staying on Disney property for 2 nights, you'll get $10 back. If you're staying for 3 nights, you'll get $20 back, and so on and so forth. This is going to mean you'll forgo housekeeping. So you won't be getting your sheets changed, you won't be getting any of that stuff, garbages changed, but you can always call down to the front desk and request for things, but you're gonna have to do all of those things yourself. And if you choose to keep mousekeeping, sometimes you might come back to your room and experience a little bit of a surprise. I've come back and seen towels done in Mickey shapes on my bed. I've seen my ears positioned on my bed so that it kind of just looks like I'm going into this Disney bed. It just kind of elevates your experience. Once again, you're in that magic. Cast members always thinking above and beyond, and I just want to make a quick note, since they're thinking above and beyond and they're cleaning all of your things, you need to make sure that you leave a tip every single day for your mousekeeper, because you know what, it might not be the same mousekeeper that cleans your room every day, so you don't want to leave it at the end of the trip. It's important to leave it at the beginning of the trip. I usually like to leave $1 or $2 per person, so that's the way I go about it. You could do what you would like, but my suggestion to you is to make sure that you're saying thank you for the fact that they're doing a maid service for you. And staying on Disney Resort property means you're going to be able to experience restaurants that you likely would not be experiencing if you weren't staying on that property. For, let's say, Sanaa at Animal Kingdom. This is something that a lot of people don't go out of their way to experience, but once you are staying at that hotel, you might think, why not? I'll give it a try. And then you're going to realize it's an amazing restaurant and it's something you wouldn't have experienced without it. Or on the other hand, if you go to the All-Stars and you love cupcakes. The All-Star Resorts are basically going to be a cupcake lover's heaven. You're gonna get those designs unlike anywhere else on property when you're staying on All-Star. Literally, every day I see like a new cupcake being put out and it's beautiful and amazing, and it's from an All-Star Resort. So that's just something that you're gonna get specific to your Disney resort. And of course, if you're staying on a Disney resort, you're gonna get Disney gift shops right in your hotel. So if you need to get a last minute souvenir, you wanna get a pair of ears that you forgot to grab at the park, your hotel is going to have all of this covered for you, so you won't have to stress about any of that. Okay, so another really important perk about staying on Disney property is the bounce back offer. So what a bounce back offer is basically your option to book another Disney vacation, but the caveat here is you need to book it while you're on this Disney vacation. I believe you need to book it by 10 a.m. on your last day staying at your resort, but inside of the little booklet you're gonna find in your room, you're gonna be able to see whatever the bounce back offer is for that day, and a lot of the time it's gonna be like 20% off, 25% off. Sometimes it's free dining. I mean, that's a rare one, but one that people love to grab. So no matter what, you'll be getting this discount on your next stay. So you're just gonna have to choose what that stay is ahead of time. So that might seem like a really big commitment, but it's really not, because you can cancel this at any point in time. I mean, not right before the vacation. That might be a little bit of an issue, but let's say a couple months down the line, you're like, no, I need to change the dates. It's not gonna work for me. You can totally cancel that and you're not gonna lose any money. So it's basically just a way to save money on your next Disney vacation. And I mentioned something about dining, so that's something else you're gonna get only when you're staying on Disney property, which is the Disney dining plan. And the way I like to explain this is you're basically going to get an all-inclusive type plan if you go with the Disney dining plan. And when I say all-inclusive, what I mean is you're gonna pay a couple $1,000s more per person depending on which plan you're choosing, and you're going to be able to just, with your Magic Band, tap and get your food. So you're not gonna be paying extra or out of pocket unless we're talking about gratuity at a table service restaurant. And the caveat here is that it's not going to be extremely all-inclusive. You do have a limited amount of quick service, table service, or snack credits that you can use per day, like I said, depending on the plan you're choosing. But the good thing here is you're never gonna really be hungry for more food, trust me. These dining plans are gonna give you more than you can even stomach. A lot of the time you might have extra snack credits that you're gonna be getting some take-home snacks with from the end of your vacation with. So by doing this, you paid for your entire vacation and you don't have to think about spending more, which I know is important to a lot of people. Okay, so another big perk is going to be Disney Magic Mail. And what I'm talking about here is basically Magic Mail. Like I'm saying, Disney is going to send you things before your vacation that's going to basically begin your vacation before it even begins, if that makes sense. You're gonna be getting pamphlets based on the resort you're staying at. And I mean, one that I got a few weeks ago for my upcoming Disney vacation, it literally said like, welcome Dufresne family, because my last name is Dufresne. So it's gonna be personalized to you, which is already a nice little magical touch. And inside that book, it was specific to All-Star Sports. So it's not just like a generalized book, it's gonna be specific to your hotel, so just kind of like a little bit of an introduction to what you're staying on. And another little piece of Magic Mail is going to be your luggage tags as well as your Magical Express ticket. So inside of one of these pieces of mail, you're going to get a piece of paper that's going to look like this, and you're going to need to keep that and bring it with you on the plane, because when you are headed to MCO, the Orlando airport, and you're going down to go get on the Magical Express, there is going to be a concierge desk there, and they're going to ask you for your boarding pass, and that is going to be that piece of paper, and you're just going to need to scan it at the front there and scan it right before you get onto that bus. So really important that you take that with you. And also, there are going to be luggage tags in here, and when I mean luggage tags, I mean like just kind of like a yellow sticker. And if you put this on your luggage when you are going to the airport, and I mean from your home airport, you put that on your luggage and then you check your luggage, and that luggage is going to appear in your bedroom. So you don't need to wait for your luggage at the luggage terminal. You don't need to haul it over to your room. Disney will literally do that for you. If you can hold off for a few hours, I mean, it could take up to 4 or 5 hours for that luggage to get to your room after you've already got there. If you're using this service, I usually like to pack a change of clothes. For me, I like to put a little bit of makeup in my bag just so I can get ready for the day and not have to worry about waiting on my luggage. And likely when I go out, by the time I get back, my luggage is sitting there in my room waiting for me. So it's super perfect. It definitely cuts down time so you don't have to wait at the airport. It lets you jump into your vacation a lot quicker. Basically what all of this is doing, getting that mail early, being able to book your fast passes early, being able to check out what parks are gonna have extra magic hours, all of this is allowing you to plan way far in advance, which kind of starts your Disney vacation earlier, like I've already mentioned, and it gets you really excited to go to Disney. So by booking a resort, you're able to kind of like jumpstart that vacation and start thinking about it a lot earlier. And if you have a family of 5, it might actually save you money, because a lot of resorts on Disney property are going to offer this kind of little like pull down Murphy bunk-ish bed. That's going to be a room with 2 queen beds, and then you have that little bed, and it's gonna fit like a child or maybe a smaller person like me. Like I'm 5 feet tall, so I'm able to fit on one of those little Murphy beds perfectly, not a problem at all. And it's not going to cost you more money, and you're going to be able to fit an extra person in there. So if you're a family of 5, that's definitely an added bonus and something that you're not going to see in a lot of other hotels. And let's say you're at the parks and you want to buy all of these souvenirs and you want to get them right away, but you also don't want to carry them all day. When you purchase your souvenirs, if you're staying on Disney property, as long as you're staying there for another day or so, You're able to make sure that your souvenirs and everything you bought is delivered to your hotel, so you don't even need to carry it. And last time I stayed at Disney, when I checked in, I was able to get these cute little luggage tags. I was even able to go into ESPN, the Wide World of Sports, for free, and I was able to get one free round of mini golf at one of the mini golf locations. So that's just something that for me was added in on my last day. I don't know how long it will last, but just a little added perk that I got, and I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't stay on Disney property, and that's something that can totally be changing. Who knows, I'm sure they'll always be kind of trying to integrate and add something new for you to experience another thing that's on Disney property. Okay, so I literally don't think I could talk about staying on a Disney property resort anymore. I mean, those are all of the reasons I think that you should stay on Disney property. And once again, my number one reason is the first reason that I said, and it is that Disney bubble, that Disney magic that you get to feel when you're staying on a Disney resort. And if you've never done it before, try it and let me know if I'm wrong, because I can bet my life savings that you will always say staying on a Disney resort is super magical. And if you have any other questions about staying on Disney property, or if you're someone who loves staying on Disney property and you have some added perks, we definitely need to continue this discussion down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a nice big thumbs up, and if you love watching anything Disney, I mean, a lot of the times I talk about Disney history, but also we talk about reviews or things you need to know for your next Disney vacation. If you love talking about any of that stuff, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and you ring that notification bell. I try to put out a video every week, so that's going to alert you for the next one, so you can just keep on living that Disney magic through YouTube videos. Okay, but that is it for now, so I will see you all real soon. Okay, bye everyone.